So many toys today are powered by clockwork that we take it for granted. But of course, when clockwork was invented, every piece had to be handmade. It was so expensive that you wouldn't have wasted it on toys. And toys were powered by other things, including sand. So let me introduce you to sand acrobats, a very ancient toy. Well, the sand fell on a paddle wheel. And that's quite hard to make, except for the fact that modern cotton reels are just about the most perfect beginning. You see, they come like this, or many of them do, with 6 little chambers. They're made of plastic. And what we have to do is to cut halfway between each of those 6 flanges. So shove it in a vise, get the right position upright, and with a hacksaw blade, just cut down between each set of flanges. If you do that, you'll end up with the hacksaw bladed slots running around in this sort of fashion. And if you then cut a piece of cardboard into a strip, the same width as the cotton reel is long, you can cut veins off that, all the same length, and start feeding them into those slots, just like this. The first ones will go in comparatively easily. You may have to prise it apart a bit. And as you work your way around, of course, they'll start prising everything together and make it very hard for the latter ones to go in. So once you get up to about 3, you need to put it back in the vise and use the hacksaw just to open up those slots again to feed in the last veins of the 6. In any event, once you've done that, you should end up with a paddle wheel with 6 cardboard veins poking out like that. Now, the people who made these things really knew what they're on about, because they made the hole in the middle the same sort of size as a round pencil. Round pencil's just a bit loose, so you need to pad it up with sticky tape or masking tape just to the point where it jams nicely in the middle. You've got the paddle wheel on a spindle. Of course, you need a housing and some bearings for it, and that's made out of something like a cereal packet. Work fairly close to the top, find a position there, poke the pencil through, and find the spot on the back where the pencil is really lying as horizontally as it can, and enlarge that hole so the pencil can turn very evenly. Of course, when you finally assemble it, the pencil will go through one side, then through the paddle wheel, then through the other side. But before you do that, get the back end of the pencil and with a knife, just shave it so it's about the same sort of shape as a screwdriver blade. And that's important because that's where you put your acrobat on. Talking of the acrobat, map him out on the cardboard here, cut out the pieces, and where those dots are, the hip and the shoulder and the base of the arm and the leg, get a paper punch, feed the arms and the legs in, and just press hard. The result will be this. An acrobat you can assemble with paper clips through those holes at the shoulder and the leg. Make sure he's not too big for your box. And make sure that the paper clips are put in very loosely indeed, so that when he's finally painted and put together, he's actually a very loose-limbed acrobat and all the parts can move easily. As a parting gesture, go to the hands and where that mark is, cut a slit. That's the bit that goes on to the shaved part of the pencil. And in the finished product, it's going to look rather like that. Well, I said he was powered by sand, so you must get some sand, make sure it's dry, and filter it through a coffee strainer. That way you don't have any lumps. Put it in a tin, and before you begin, at the bottom of the tin, make a hole of about this size. If I pull off the sticky tape, you'll see the sand pouring out. Quite a decent sort of hole, but you can vary the size by putting on bits of sticky tape, closing it down, and doing what you like. I'll just seal that off to wait until we've got the acrobat in position. The final box will be assembled in this way. The pencil runs through it, it's got the paddle wheel in there, free to turn, and on the front I've disguised it with a bit of painted scenery to look like a circus. So if we put the acrobat on there with the shaved bit of pencil through his hands, that means that if the paddle wheel turns, so does the spindle and so does the acrobat. And to turn the paddle wheel, we simply use the sand, ripping off that bit of sticky and positioning it in the right position. And we have sand acrobats.